Okay, you did a great job breaking these down, and we did a few more that were not recorded, and you got all of them correct. So, way to go. All right, now, if you would open up to the George Washington passage, that's the one you said that interested you also besides the Julius Caesar.
Are we gonna do?
All right, way to use the table of contents. Good job. All righty. Now, I kind of previewed this chapter before I came today, and I saw several words that I thought might cause us a problem. Because this is not an easy book. The Lexile is very high. It's up around 1,000. It's meant for like 7th, 8th, 9th grade, and you're in 7th, so you're at the low end of that. So this is not an easy book, okay? So we would expect to find words in here that maybe we're not that familiar with or don't know how to say. All right, so I took the liberty of printing them off because I thought it might be nice to try to attack them before we come across them in the reading. Okay, does that sound fair? And now that you've got some practice, and I feel like you're pretty good at that, let's see if we can conquer these.
Okay, I know what the word is.
Okay,
Dentures. So dentures.
okay. Do you know what dentures are?
It's like the teeth. Your teeth has something to do with your teeth.
It does have something to do with your teeth. They're false teeth.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, okay. And they were very common
A long time ago.
long time ago, right?
Car. Less, I guess.
It could be.
Bun.
Fun, okay. So maybe we should put that as a CLES. And sometimes when we have that, sometimes when you have ES, it sounds like S. But sometimes it just sounds like S.
So, close.
So let's leave off the S for the moment. Let's leave this off for a minute. What do you think that CLE would sound like?
Clee.
Kind of be a magic E. It'd almost be a silent E.
Oh, so not like Clee.
No, I don't think we're going to hear the E.
Okay, so cl.
Yeah, cool. Okay, so what do you think?
Car, bun, bundles. Cool.
So this will be like coal.
Cool. So, car, bun, cool. Carbuncles.
Carbuncles. I don't know what that is. But do you?
Maybe like, probably not.
Okay, so maybe when we read it and we see it, the context, we'll know what it means. We can figure out from the context. So what's the word again there?
Carblons. Okay, no.
So you do part by part.
Carbon. So
this is a hard C. Just like this is a hard C.
Carbuncles.
Carbuncles. Okay, good. So we have dentures and carbuncles, which we don't know what it means. Okay.
Ab. Says. Absences.
You know, this is a tricky word. I would say we should count this C as a silent letter.
Okay.
Let's count that as a silent letter. Oh, I like that. Okay. So what's this part?
Ab.
Okay. What would this part be?
Cis.
What's the short E sound like?
I.
So short E, look up here. Short E, your mouth is going to go back. Eh.
Eh.
Okay. Do that. Put your fingers on your mouth.
Eh.
Eh. Okay. So what would that be?
Ab.
You got ab.
Cis.
Do your mouth.
Eh.
Ses.
Cis. Absences. Absences.
I think you're maybe putting a N sound in there.
Absences.
So we got the ab part, right? Okay. And what would, if this is silent, what would SESS be?
Cis.
Ses. Okay. So then we would have ab,
Cis.
abscess. Abscess is, yes, plural, isn't it? Okay. So we have, go put them all together for me.
Absences. Abscesses. Ab.
You got to do each syllable the right way. Ab,
Ab. Cis.
ses,
Cis.
is.
Is.
Abscesses.
Abscesses. Absences. No.
You keep trying to put an N in there like absent, like you're absent.
Uh-huh.
Okay, but there's no N in this word. Okay.
Abscess.
So let's take off the plural.
Okay. Abscess.
Yeah, what is it?
Abscess.
Ab,
Cis. Abscess.
abscess,
Abscess.
abscess. And then abscesses. Have you ever heard that word before? So we will find out what that means. I think it means it's some kind of deformity on your body, some kind of infection. They talk about, usually the context I've heard it in is like abscess tooth. So we'll have to see how that plays out. But it's a problem. People go to the doctor for abscess things. That's how much I know. Now let's skip this one. We did pyre already, right? All right. What do you think about that word?
I know what that word is.
You do? What is it?
Antibiotics.
Excellent. Can you break it down for me?
Antibiotics. Antibiotics.
Excellent. And do you happen to know what the prefix anti means?
Like to stop. Or like against.
Yes, it means against. Exactly. Do you happen to know what the word part bio means?
Like the earth. No, kind of.
Bio, like biology.
Like the study of the body.
Yeah, it's the study of life. So like a biology is a study of life. A biography is the book about someone's life. Bio means life. And in this case, antibiotics are going to kill life. They're going to kill bacteria.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh my gosh, that's a big word.
Tis, maybe.
Okay.
I know what this word is. I think epiglottis.
Ooh, super close. So we got epiglot. Ooh, so the only thing we got to mess with here is this thing, because we got you said epiglottis. Epiglottitis. Epiglottitis. Do you happen to know anything that ends with itis? Do you happen to know?
Diseases like something-itis.
You got it. That's a disease. So epiglottitis is going to be a disease of the epiglottis. Excellent. Good job. What do you think about that word?
Mel.
Okay.
So calomel.
Calomel. Okay. I don't know what that word means. Do you? Okay. Well, maybe we can find out from the context.
Okay. Us. Gin. Orm. Right? Ginormous.
Okay. So ginormous, that would be probably an acceptable pronunciation. What if we put the N, what if we put that together in that
Ginormous.
ginormous? Yeah. What do you think about that? Have you ever heard that word before?
Yeah, like something really big.
Really big. Yeah. So sometimes you have to try things different ways, don't you?
Yeah.
To kind of see which one rings a bell. All right. What do you think about that word?
Stuff. In.
Okay.
It might be ting. Maybe.
Okay. Might be ting.
Cat. And then O.
Oh. Okay.
Suffocating.
So do you think it's cat?
No, Kate.
Yeah, it's Kate, isn't it? So that means the T would have to go with the ing.
Yeah. So,
Because if the syllable ends with a vowel, that makes it long, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, so what's that word?
Suffocating.
Suffocating. Okay, great.
Tick. And then M. Emmett. M-tick. M-tick.
So where's the M? I see E-M-E. So is that whole thing M?
Or eem. Maybe. I'm. Tick. Ematic. Ematic.
All right, so let's try it different ways. If this was a magic E,
Mm-hmm.
that would make this what?
E.
E. So if that was the case, it would be eem tick. Eem tick, right? That would be silent, right?
Mm-hmm.
Eem tick. Have you ever heard a word eem tick?
Mm-mm.
I haven't either. So let's try again. What else could it be? So this could be together, right?
Metric. Maybe.
No, wait a minute. Let's just do one syllable at a time here.
Met.
Met. Could be met. And that could be
Ick.
ick. If that's the
Emetic.
case, this would be long E, right? When it's by itself, it's long.
Emetic. Emetic.
Could be emetic. Emetic. Could be either one of those.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that word, do you? Okay. So we'll have to check the context for that. Gosh, there's a lot of new words. I told you this book is hard.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What do you think?
Is. So it could be says maybe. Poles maybe.
Okay.
Poles. Tick. Politics.
Could be. Now, I learned something. Now, I am old.
Okay.
3-4 times as old as you are. And I just learned this a couple weeks ago.
Okay.
I did not know until a couple weeks ago that the way you can tell whether a C is hard or soft. Let's see, how did she do that? She drew a cat. Okay, so pretend like that's a cat. The whiskers. Right? There's a cat. And the cat has eyes that look like an A. And they have a nose that looks like an O. It has a mouth that looks like a U. That's our cat.
Yeah.
So if a cat starts is a hard C, right?
Yeah.
So if a C comes before an A, an O, or a U, it's hard.
Oh, okay.
So that means if it comes before an E or an I,
Then it's short.
then it's soft. What's a soft C sound like? So
I know.
k is hard C like cat.
Yeah.
Right? So what's a soft C sound like?
And
Let's see if we can give you an example. So it's got to come before a C or an E, or before an I or an E. So let's see. C. How about this word right here? I-C-E.
ice.
Yeah, a soft C sounds like S.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Sis. So tis.
Tis. Okay. And we can get rid of the plural for right this second.
Okay.
So tis. Okay. Or tice,
Tice.
right? Tice. Okay. Poultices. Okay. Or maybe it's poultices. I don't know. But I think we've got the hang of it. I think we've got the right idea. Okay. What do you think about that word? Break that down for me.
Nose. Diagnose. Diagram.
So you got the dia, you got the nose, you got to add your good in there.
Diagnose.
Okay.
Dia.
No, wait a minute. Did you say Is there an R in there?
No. Diagnose. Not diagnose.
So you got the dia, you got the g, you got the nose. Say, let's put it all together. Diagnose. Diagnose. Diagnose.
Diagnose.
No, wait a minute. You said diagnose. You're adding something in there. You're saying
Diagnose.
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 Well, you're adding something in there. You're saying
Diagnose.
There you go. Say that again.
Not diagnose.
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 Is it starting to sound familiar? So what is that word?
Diagnose.
Diagnose. So how have you heard that word before?
Like if someone is diagnosed with something, then they have it.
Yeah, that's right. If somebody's diagnosed with something,
I didn't know that's how you spelled it.
Yeah. So yeah, if you're diagnosed with a cold or you're diagnosed with something more serious, that means you have that or you have that disease. Okay. All right.
Okay. Lee. It could be pro.
Okay.
Fuse.
Okay.
Profusely.
Good.
Profusely.
Yeah, profusely.
Yeah.
Any thoughts on what that means? Have you heard that word before?
No.
Profusely, I think it might mean there's a lot of it.
Okay.
So, like, if somebody was bleeding profusely, that means they were bleeding a lot. But we'll wait till we see it in context. See if we can figure it out. Okay, what do you think about that one?
Us.
Now, the other thing to keep track of too is vowel teams. So, kind of look at vowel teams and see if they make a word.
Not poison. That's another I. Poi.
Yeah. Okay. Poi.
Sun us. Poisonous. Does it have an but poisonous would have an extra I.
Poisonous does not have an extra I. That is poisonous right there that you're looking at.
Okay.
That is poison that you're looking at. Poisonous. That's it. And us means full of also. So poisonous means
Full of poison.
full of poison. Full of poison.
Mola.
Oh, that's a bad word. That's a bad word.
Oh, that. Sis.
So what do you think the OL, is that a team?
Yeah. No. Wait, mola.
Wait a minute, what's OL usually make? What sound?
Ol.
Ol. Okay. So if you put MOL, what's that?
Mole.
Mole. Okay, and then we know that bad word, right? Ass and is. Asses. Okay, so how would you put that together?
Molasses.
Have you ever heard that word?
Molasses. molasses, is it like a jam or a jelly or something?
Yeah, similar to that. All right, good. Yeah, it's kind of like a jam or a jelly, syrupy kind of food. Okay,
I know this one.
okay,
Alexandria.
good. Alexandria, good.
Alex. Andrea.
Okay, but break Andrea down for me because that's a lot of syllables there.
Andrea.
Okay, all right, good. What's next? Got that one.
Okay. In.
Okay.
Garrow. No. Row. And Og. And Reg. On.
So again, you're looking for vowel teams, like you said, ah. So that's a vowel team, right? All right. Do you see like a bossy R team? Okay.
In. Ag.
No, you told me AU was
Oz. No. Ah.
ah. Okay.
In. Augur. Airy. An augury.
So what's AL sound like?
All.
All. Okay. So
In. All. In. Augur. All. Inaugural.
all right. So you said all the parts right. So let's put them together to get our word.
Inaugural. Inaugural. I know what the word is.
So what's GUR? Gur. Okay. So inaugural.
Oh. Inaugural.
No, wait a minute. You can get it slowly. You got to put it together right though. So you got in gur
all.
oh.
Just gonna set these
Hi.
here for your mom.
Thank you.
Don't fall.
I know that's why I was like too. Don't
know.
fall. Okay, thank you. Okay, so we got all the word parts right. Let's see if we can get the whole word though. Inaugural.
Inaugural. I know what that means.
Okay, can you pronounce it correctly?
Inaugural. 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 Inaugural.
Yeah, inaugural. Inaugural. All right. So blend that all together for me for the word.
Inaugural.
Yeah, inaugural. Good. So you've heard that word before?
Yeah, with like presidential. I think it means like maybe yearly or inaugural, and like when they get elected, they get the inaugural something ceremony.
Yes, and the president usually gives an inaugural address. So he usually gives that right at the beginning when he's taking the presidency, which makes me think, and I could be wrong, okay, because I haven't really looked it up, but it makes me wonder if it means like at the beginning of something. The inaugural is like at the very beginning of something. Okay. Oh my gosh, that's a big word.
Yeah. Myrrh.
Okay, myrrh.
I'd.
All right.
Clo. Maybe.
No, don't. You kind of gotta get your vowel teams together here. Or. Okay.
Us.
Us. Okay.
Cur.
Okay, good.
So mercu.
So let's go syllable. Go.
Cur. Us.
All right. So let's try to put that together.
Mercurius.
Wait a minute. You're changing it when you do it faster.
Mercurus.
Okay. Mercurus. Okay. Mercurus. All right.
Clo.
Now we got our vowel team here.
Or chloride.
Okay. So we got
mercurous chloride.
wow. Look at you, mercurous chloride. Now that sounds to me like some kind of chemical. What do you think?
Yeah.
I'm kind of wondering, I don't know for sure, but this mercurous?
Mercury.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Like not the planet, but the period from the period.
like the element from the periodic table. That's okay. We're thinking the same.
Yeah.
Okay, mercurous chloride.
Mercury's in thermometers.
Yes.
And
Or at least they used to be.
I don't think it is anymore. 'Cause
Yeah.
It's dangerous.
Yes, I think they've decided it's dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
So, which tells me that if way back when, if they were using mercurous chloride as some kind of a medicine,
Then they probably get sick because of it.
yes, that's what I'm thinking too. Yikes. Okay. All right, let's see what we've got on time. You did a fabulous job with that. Let's see what we can read here.
Okay. Little Mouth of Horrors. First President of the United States, born Westmoreland County, Virginia, February 2nd, 1732. Died Mount Vernon, Virginia, December 14th, 1999, 67 years old.
All right, now let's double check our details here. I think I heard you say he was born February 2nd?
February 22nd.
February 22nd. And did I hear you say he died in 1999?
1799.
Okay, good. So we gotta get our details right, don't we? Okay.
Okay. Check out George Washington's face on the dollar bill. Behind those zappered lips, he did not zap. Word. Zapper.
Are you sure that's ZAP?
Zippered lips. Behind those zippered lips, he didn't have a single tooth in his head. Washington endured decades of pain on a relatively small piece of real estate on his 6'3" body. 6'3" body. The inside of his mouth. Besides his rotten teeth, which had been pulled out, he had obscurus.
So that was one of our words. I think we had decided that was a silent C.
Yeah. So abscurus.
I think we decided it was a silent. The
Yeah.
C was silent.
Abscesses. Uh-huh.
So he had abscesses.
Removed. Or no, abscesses and carbuncles.
And carbuncles. Good, you got it. Good.
Mm-hmm. And other gross sounding things that had to be lanced, removed, or otherwise severely dealt with. Washington's dentist was anyone with a pair of pliers, and all the dental work was done without any medical medicine to kill the pain, because he didn't invent, because it hadn't been invented yet.
Ooh, would you like to have all your dental work done with no medicine?
Mm-mm. No military.
Does that make you glad you live in the 2000s instead of the 1700s?
Yeah.
Okay.
Washington never complained, but let's just figure it hurt a lot. And at the end of his life, it was something inside George Washington's mouth that killed him. Okay. Washington was born in Virginia in 1732. Back then, Virginia was still an English colony, but Washington took care of that. As commander-in-chief of the colonial.
So you want to go word part by word part, syllable by syllable.
Continental Army against the British. Washington said bye-bye 13 colonies, hello United States. Washington did such a good job forcing the British to mind their own business that he was elected the president of his new country, with its 3 branches of government and freedom of everyone. People were everything. Freedom of everything. People were fond of him, and he could have stayed president as long as he liked. But he thought that it would be too much like being the king. Besides, George wanted to go back to being a farmer. Washington had dentures for most of his life. They are so unbelievably icky that they are on display in the museum. People stare at them and think of Halloween. It was tricky for Washington to do anything with those things tucked into his mouth. He had to eat mashed up baby food and always laugh with his mouth closed. It didn't take a brain surgeon to understand why his second inaugural speech was only one inaugural speech was only 135 words long. As for kissing his wife Martha, well, they didn't have any kids. People gave him the benefit of the doubt, though and he got to be called father of his country anyway.
All right, tell me about whatever you've read so far. Kind of summarize it or tell me what you've learned so far.
I learned that he was born in the 17th century. Let's see what else.
The 17th century, when is that?
Between 1701 and 1799.
So
that'd be the 18th century.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Because it's the 21st century.
And you can look at the book. Just summarize it. Just tell me what you've learned or what you understood.
That he was born when they still had British colonies, but he changed that. He worked with the U.S. Army, well, would be the U.S. Army, to take down Britain, and became the president, but he also had bad teeth, so he couldn't do all the things that he wanted to.
How did having bad teeth affect his presidency?
He couldn't talk as much and give orders as well, because he couldn't talk. Yeah.
So what specifically did that affect when you said he couldn't talk that much?
Like his speeches, like the way he talked about his inaugural speech.
Yeah, right. Mm-hmm. Okay. Let's continue.
In 1797, after being president for 8 years, Washington finally returned to his farm. But it wasn't long before he had a problem with his mouth. On the morning of December 14th, 1799, Washington woke up boiling hot and gasping for air. Martha and Tobias Lear?
Maybe Tobias?
Yeah, that sounds right. Tobias Lear, his secretary, immediately sent for the doctor, which was harder than it sounds, since they were 75 years shy of having a phone, and hundreds of years short of having a car parked in the front. Sending for a doctor meant someone had to hop on a horse and gallop over dirt roads to Alexandria. 8 miles away, where Dr. Craig lived.
Let's see, AI makes what?
Ale.
AI, like in rain, R-A-I-N? A makes A, so that's probably what word?
Craig.
Craig would be my guess, yeah. Okay.
lived. To help Washington breathe, Lear served him a drink of molasses,
Good.
vinegar, molasses vinegar, and butter, and then wrapped a rag soaked with smelting salts, a stinky chemical, surrounded Washington's neck. It didn't work. He was getting worse by the minute.
Okay, now our time is up, and so we're going to kind of remember where we left off here. He was getting worse by the minute. All right.